Well, good morning. It's 7:30 on Wednesday, February the 17th. Hope you slept well last night. Be a curious conversation. A lot of us, as we get older, we don't necessarily sleep well or we get up earlier. I know as a rule, I'm up between 5 and 5:30 without an alarm clock and haven't used one for years. Matter of fact, the last time I tried to use an alarm clock, I didn't set it properly and therefore I slept through it. And I was supposed to take Cher and Steven to the airport, and it was a time of embarrassment for me. But they had a backup plan, which they must have thought they needed. Anyway, I want to talk to you for a few minutes, maybe about life and coping with grief and loss. And I hope on the other side of this, you find it helpful and applicable, because life is not static, and neither are our emotions. Life is a moving target, and so are our emotions, especially in crisis. There are 5 stages of grief, and a lot of us have or are going through them. It'll be over loss of a relationship, loss of a spouse or a friend. It can be a major loss of finances or a career. But these stages of grief are pretty common, and even knowing what they are is helpful in us dealing with them. So there is denial, and denial says this can't be happening. And then there's anger. Why did this happen? Who is to blame? There's bargaining. What do I have to do to reverse this, to make it not happen? Depression is the 4th. I can't bear this. I'm too sad to do anything. And lastly, acceptance. I acknowledge that it's happened and I cannot change it. I will live with it and I will move on. So we are up and we are down, and then we're up again. We are positive, and then we are negative, and then we're positive again. We're happy, we are sad, and then we're happy again. And knowing that life is a moving target and our emotions are a moving target, we need a rock to hang on to, a fortress to shelter in, a truth to stand on. As I give you some scriptures, let's consider a few things. These are out of my own personal beliefs about handling grief or roller coaster emotions, how to approach faith, how I approach God. And it all, to me, is encapsulated in the power of worth, what we are worth to God and our understanding of our worth to God. So I believe 3 things. I believe that God is identified in scriptures as our best and sometimes only hope. I believe that as we rely on Him above all and anything else, it results in transformed and abundant lives. And the 3rd thing is faith to rely on Him comes about by our belief system, our knowledge and trust about His character. I am a big fan of systematic scripture reading. I go through the 1-year Bible every year. This year I'm using the chronological Bible. That's been a bit different to get used to, because you jump from right now in the section I'm in, you're jumping from Deuteronomy to Leviticus and back and forth. But it's good. I still find these truths, embedded truths about God that are transformative for me. So let me give you a couple of different verses or concepts that I've come across recently, and that all have to do with our worth. First of all, Deuteronomy chapter 22, verses 6 and 7. It's an obscure verse, but I hope you'll bear with me. If you happen to find a bird's nest in a tree or on the ground, and there are young ones or eggs in it with the mother sitting in the nest, do not take the mother with the young. You may take the young, but let the mother go, so that you may prosper and live a long life. Now, what am I saying here? I'm saying God sees, we matter. In this case, this mother matters, And he engages. He gives a promise to us depending on how we have treated this bird that he notices. So, to complement that is something that is very familiar. Matthew chapter 10, beginning at verse 29. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground without your Father's care. And even the very hairs on your heads are numbered. They're all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than the sparrows. So there is this reality that God sees us. We matter to him even more than the sparrows. And he engages, and he says, because of this knowledge of our worth to God, we do not need to be afraid. Psalm 33 verse 18, but the eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him, on those who hope in his unfailing love. For the last time, God sees us. We matter to him. We are worth something to him. And he engages because we matter, because he sees. God bless you today. Thank you all that have said good morning to me today. Good morning back to you. And cheers. Enjoy your cup of faith today and this week.